Good afternoon everyone and welcome to Crafty Monday. Well, I hope you've all got your cuppa because I'm running 2 minutes late because I went and made myself a cuppa. And I looked at the time and I thought, oh, it's 5:02, plenty of time. But it's quite strange how 5 minutes goes really fast. It goes boom. We are going to be working on some scraps. I have still got a lot of scraps that I want to use up and I don't really want to throw them away because they are lovely designer series paper that we have used or I have used in my classes or for cards that I've made up in the past. Excuse me. I needed that. So if you haven't seen my sketches, we started last week on a Monday, after Crafty Monday. The sketch will go up at 2 o'clock. So sketch 2 will go up there today at 2 o'clock and it's to do with stripes and circles and lots of things like that. So this is a little sample one that I made up a bit earlier with some scraps that I had, which is really pretty because I used the stamp set Words and Wishes, which is one of our sneak peeks. It's absolutely beautiful. And it's got lots of words on here. So not only can you have happy birthday, but you can have birthday wishes like I've done. There's lots that you can have and use on here. And there's lots of stamp sets that you've probably got in your stash that you could do a banner with. But what is the idea of a sketch? The idea of a sketch is to give you some motivation, some inspiration, and sort of let's get started on doing some of this. And it's quite amazing when you start one thing, how the mind will go, oh, I could do this. Oh, maybe I could do that. Do you work like that? Tell me in the comments. Because it happens to us all. We'll be working on something, then all of a sudden all these ideas will start popping into our heads. And that's the idea of a sketch, is to give you some creative moments. Especially if your mojo's stopped and you're not sure where to go, having a look at the sketch can always set a whole avenue of different cards for you. You can use lots of different stamp sets to go with them. So check out my sketch too, because we're working around a little bit about that today. If you come on, say hello and let me know where you're from. And if you're watching the replay, welcome. And yeah, tell me what you think about sketches and does it give you inspiration? Okay, so today we're just using up some pieces that I have in my scrap bin that I've been pulling out, because I don't really want to throw them away. Normally I would. Normally they're little pieces and you go, oh, I don't really want that. Oh, I don't really want that. But when you've made a few cards and you've got the same type of little card, little strips, they might not all match, but you still have that 1 centimetre strip or a 2 centimetre strip or a 2.5 centimetre strip or even bigger. Hi Tanya, good to see you on. I hope I can see what you're talking about with the vellum card. Love, I'll go over and change that later. Yeah, so let's get down to the workplace because half an hour goes fast and we're already 5 minutes into that half an hour. Hi Brenda, how are you? Good to see you jumped on today as well. That is so cool. So this cute little card that is a little example is so cute. It's just using some, I think about 2.2 centimetre strips that I had. And then I just set it on a mat with the banner, and that's sort of, and using a circle, that's sort of what the sketch is about, but you can build from that. Okay, so I had these scraps. I had these in the scrap bin. They're different sizes. I had a lot of plain cardstock, so I decided I'd put them all through an embossing folder. You can do some amazing things with that. So I've just used the beautiful daisy one. This paper here, I had one of these left. I was making cards with these, but I had a lot of scraps that came off the end of these. So I've got them there too. And then to do your banners, you always have a lot of scraps like this that you can put across. You can bring in different circles. Now the stylish shapes, one of my favourites. Plus the other one is stylish shapes and Spotlight in Nature. They have all the different little patterns. Now these are all just scraps, ones that I've done but did too many of them. So I'm just going to use all this up today. Why not? There's so much there. And then you can bring in like the butterflies. Let me just share a few stamp sets. Like I said, you can bring in this cute little one that's got the birthday on it. Words and wishes. This is a really good one. You can put the little cake on it. This one's cute because it has got little images. So you could put a little bird cage, you could put a cat, books, jugs. That's a cute little one. And then the pop-up one here is a cute little one too. And as you can see, I've got scraps in here as well. Scraps everywhere. Okay, so let's choose something to work with and a card. So I think we might go, let's start with this one over this side because that's there, it's sitting there. So let's grab, you can also work vellum onto these as well. So we've got a card. And when I was doing these cards, I have mats left over. So quite often you'll have some mats left over. So if you have, grab them out and you can use them as well. Yeah, that's okay. That's probably the same size as that, if I remember correctly, but that's okay. And if you wanted to, you could always place some white on there. Like this one I didn't. I just did little gaps in between. And that's the new green that's coming out. The new green, your new in colour. Okay, so let's say this is going to be about the same size as that too. So we can always trim this down if we wanted to. Or we could just put it on here. Okay, so let's just put it on here to start off with. Let's go this way. Now the one thing I love about these two, once you sort of stick some of these things down, you can actually run them through an embossing folder as well and just make them look different. And you can work out whether you want big gaps because the inspiration is going to be there. And then you can do smaller gaps. So whatever way you want to go, you can sort of put it on. So let's stick these on and then I'll quickly run over and put it quickly through an embossing folder for you. You could even go the other side as well if you want to. I'm going to stick to the one side for the moment. Okay, so we're just going to put this one down. I'm going to sort of have a little bit of a border on the side. Yeah, and it's the same length, this piece, so that's okay. And then I'm going to start from the reverse side. I'm going to start from this side. Oh, tiny little bit of glue. So what's your day been like? Tell me in the comments. What have you been up to? Have you been creating, card making, shopping, cooking, cleaning, making beds, changing sheets, doing washing? I've done a lot of those things this morning. So, and I cleaned my craft room up after the retreat. Who did the Stampin' Up retreat? Oh my God, how amazing was that? That was amazing. So you can work out whether you want bigger gaps, smaller gaps, how you want this to look. So I'm going to put 3 over here. Okay, put 3 here. I love this paper. It's just got some beautiful colours in it. And it's one of the reasons why I didn't throw these little pieces out, because to me they were just, and I can put one over here maybe. To me they just looked absolutely beautiful. I love the pattern and the colour, and you can just create something magical with them. Okay, so let's just go with that one there. This is just an inspiration that you can get from the sketch. Now the sketch when I do it, I'm just letting you know that the base card's usually 21 centimeters by 14.5, which is what I use, and then a 10, and you score it at 10.5, and then the mat's normally the same as 14 by 10, and then the designer series paper or the scraps can be around 13.5 by 9.5, but look, whatever you got. Let me just quickly run this through my embossing folder, and I'll be right back. I've got everything set up here, so just grab the embossing folder. Okay, tell me in the comments while you're waiting, what's your favourite embossing folder? Do you have a favourite? Do you have a favourite embossing folder? Sorry, I didn't have this down. This is one of my favourites. What's your favourite? This is the bricks exposure bricks. It's got bricks and mortar on it. It's actually gorgeous, but look how gorgeous it looks when you emboss it. I don't know if you can see the emboss on it, but it is a really gorgeous one, this one. So we've got that. Now we can put that straight onto the card like this if we want to. So we can leave it like that. Always, you can pop it over if it's a bit long. Grab those paper snips and just trim that little bit off. And then you sort of got other scraps. Like I said, I've got lots of scraps here. So you could cut this out, off. There's all different thicknesses here. Yeah, that one will probably do. So it's 9.5. So we're going to cut it off at 9.5. 9.5. And then I have thin white ones here. So 9.5. So this one could be 9. And then we can stamp a word on that. Okay, here's our card. Like I said, there's just so many bits and pieces that you can do. I've got the birthday wishes here, and it's just going to fit along there just nicely, just nicely. And I think I'll do, an ink colour. Let me just grab it. Coastal Cabana. I think I'll do the Coastal Cabana in this. Okay, I've got things everywhere. I start off with a clean desk, and within a few minutes it's got stuff everywhere because I pull out lots of stamp sets to give you options. I pull out so much, and then I've got everything everywhere. Okay, so let's go with this one. And this comes out of that beautiful stamp set. That's a sneak peek. Okay. Just pop this down here. It's just going to fit. Beautiful. I love the font. I love that it's capitals. It's from the, let me just grab the stamp set. Words and Wishes. So it's got birthday here, and then you could have happy, you can have wishes, you can have for you, you can have thank you, and then you've got a lot of sayings in here also that can go inside the card. So thank you for being so fabulous. Life is better with you around. So you can put inside parts in the card as well. So let's put this on here. Okay, so I'm just going to stick this on here. I want to know how you get your inspiration. How do you get your inspiration? Is it watching YouTube? Is it watching Pinterest? Is it watching card making, like different people making cards? Or do you get your inspiration from sketches as well? Some people do, and that really helps them. Okay, so this is sort of can go on here. And then on our template, we sort of got sort of like a circle coming in as like in here. So we've got all our stripes and then we've got a banner of some sort. But I'm just sort of saying you can bring in anything. You don't have to bring in a big one. You can bring in a smaller circle. So let's have a look and see what we've got here. I'm sort of thinking I might go with this one and bring in some butterflies. What do you reckon? This is also a sneak peek. Or fluttering, a flutter. Okay, so I love that the stamps are in the set of 3. So you got, whoops. So you got 3 here, and you got 3 here, and then you got 3 plain ones here. So let's just pick one of these. Okay, let's go with this one. This one will do. I wonder if these would stamp straight on here. I'm not too sure. Oh, pretty close. I reckon I could nearly get away with that. I do. Sometimes I'm not sure, so you've got to test it out. But I reckon we could get away with that. So what colour are we going to do it? We're going to do it in the Coastal Cabana or the Balmy, whatever colour that you all got with your designer series paper. We could go into the peach as well, peach pie. So let's put this one here. That's nice. So what about if you wanted to step this up a little bit? How would we do that? We'd go with another scrap piece of paper. I've got another scrap here. Okay, so grab a scrap piece of paper, or you can even go for smaller paper if you want to, but if you're using your punch that goes with this, let me show you. When you're using your punch, it goes this way, okay? So it's going to punch out that way. So when you're putting it down, you want to stamp down that way. And then I'm going to just close this because knowing me, they'll land in the ink. And then I always do mine upside down so I can sort of see and just move it around to get where, well, if you hold a little bit of pressure, squeezing it a little bit, it will hold the cardstock, and then you can sort of just slide it around to work. Okay. So we've got 3 here, we've got this one here, so this can go down in here a little bit. You can even have it around that way a little bit. This could go across here. Okay, let's put dimensions on the back of this. You can sort of choose what you want to do. So let's put some dimensions on here. And I just want you to use what scraps you've got, because how many have we got lots of scraps? Look, I've got containers of little strips and I really wanted to use them up because they're no good just sitting there. You want to make sure that they're going to be used. So this is going to go on here. Happy birthday or birthday wishes. This one is. And then we can put this on here. I'm trying to work out which way I want it to go. I might go that way. Raise this up a little bit. If you want to, you don't have to. It's entirely up to you. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this in here. And then I'm just going to get my little bone folder and I'm going to, you can curl these whichever way you want to. But it's really lovely giving these a little bit of a curl, your little butterflies. So you can sort of see that they're sort of standing up. Now, before you do that, you might want to add a bit of colour to these ones too. You might want to add a little bit of, what's this, peach pie? Yeah, peach pie. You might want to add a little bit of peach pie to it. So you might want to add a bit of colour. So just come in and add a little bit of colour to it. You don't have to add colour to the whole lot if you don't want to. You can just add it in certain spots. And you could always go over with your Winker Stella as well. So I'm just doing these little solid ones that are here. So let's do that again on this one. Got a solid one here and here. I've got 3 little ones there. And you can leave the bottom bit if you want to. Got some solids up here as well. It's entirely up to you how you want to do it. You can colour the whole lot if you want to, or you can just colour the centre one down the bottom. It's entirely up to you. Okay, so foam folder, curl these around and then push them in the middle. Okay, now you can do a big one behind them if you want to, or you might need to do a little one. It's entirely what you've got in your stash. So this one's going to go up here. So you can offset it a little bit too if you want to. You can bring it down a little bit and to the side a little bit if you want to do it that way. Or you can do it right over the top and down just a fraction. It's entirely up to you how you want to do these. You can even bring your wings up if you don't want them to go down. You can have them coming up. Okay, so let's have them turning them around and bring them out that way. You can do either way. It doesn't matter. Okay, so you can bring this one in here. This sort of just steps it up a little bit. You're sort of giving it that 3D element. And then you can always grab some lovely bling and add that to it as well, just for that little extra something. Okay. So we've got some bling here. Sorry about my arm for a minute. And it's sort of the same sort of colouring, I reckon. I reckon we can get away with it. And I might come in with the crumb cake type ones and come in with them. One there. One over here. And it's always nice to do things in a set of 3. As I've always said, it's more eye-pleasing. So you might want to come in with one just down in here. Turn around. Okay, so now we need to put that on a card. And it always looks amazing when it comes out on the card. You could put a mat on this if you wanted to in the peach pie. Like, it depends what colour you've got in your colours at home. This gives you a little bit bigger mat, which is okay. I'm quite happy with that. And then I can just, I've got another scrap here, so it's going to be a smaller one as well. So I can put that on the inside. And then if you wanted to, you could choose a word to go on your inside of your card. But I like to keep mine blank for the hospital, because then that way people can just write what they want on it. Mine will go up to the cancer ward, so I like to to keep them blank, and that way people can write on it. It's just got the sentiment on the front, and they're not trying to work out what's on the inside. Now remember, that's going to be the same size, so I'm going to put that aside because I forgot that. We're going to trim one down, okay? We're going to trim one down because it's a smaller one. So let's trim this one down. Okay, so this one will need to be 9 instead of 9.5. And it will need to be 13, not 13.5. Because these are my standard type of ones that I stamp on. So I know the measurements pretty well off the top of my head. Okay, so we have got a little bit of glue on there, but we'll add a little bit more. Okay, so this is going to go down in here. Now what happens when you get that little bit of glue just up the top there? You think, oh, I really didn't want that bit of glue on there. Just grab your embossing buddy and give it a bit of a pat with the powder, and it will dry it off, okay? And then when it's dried, you'll be able to rub it off with a rubber. But the one good thing about it is once you put the powder on, it's not going to stick. So you can sort of see by just adding strips of paper, I'm going to come up. Going to come up. Upside down. So you can sort of see just by using strips and different images on your circles and different size circles that you're going to get a very different type of little card. A simpler one, you can, like I said, just do it very flat, or you can do it 3D, or you can even do the stripes going the other way. It doesn't matter. But at 2 o'clock, my sketch will come on. It's not giving you exactly all the right measurements. Like it will tell you what the base card is, which is 21 by 14, score it at 10.5. It will tell you roughly, you could do a circle focus from 7 centimeters down or whatever. So you can pick whatever you have and whatever you have in your stash at home as well. You can mix punches as well as dies, depending what you have, and you can mix up the stamp sets that you have in your selection. So you can do any, and you can use whatever words that you have in your stash. So I hope you enjoyed, hi Christina, watching our little bit of a sketch 2, just to give you some inspiration for what's coming out. I'll probably do the same next week for sketch 3, and then I'll go back to doing my Crafty Monday. You should by then have a bit of a flow on what the sketches are about. The sketches are, don't forget to share them under the comments where it says the sketch, where it shows you the sketch. Put your card in there, and I'm going to pick a winner each week and highlight you. So Suzanne from New South Wales was our highlight winner last week, so I put her up. So that was really lovely. So if you want to take part in being highlighted on my Teresa Brown Stamping and show your creative ideas, please do, because it's exciting to share with others and give everyone inspiration. Whether you're new or whether you've been doing it for a long time, it doesn't matter. And some lucky person will win a mystery prize, just a little one, and just something to say thank you for joining in. Hi Kerry, how are you? Good to see you on. So we're just about to go, so God bless you all. Thank you for joining me, and if you didn't get to see the whole video, go back and watch the replay. God bless you, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.